What up, gamers? Today we are back. It is the first episode of 2023. This is Kickstarter Excess or Value. So I'm going to
Yep.
let our regular hosts introduce themselves and we'll tell you what game we're talking about. But you mean you click the YouTube link? You should already know. If not, well, thank you for supporting us no matter what the heck we put out.
Hey everyone, it's Rob and
Anna Marie
from the Meeple Dungeon out here in Kelowna, BC. You can find us on Twitter and YouTube and our podcast on all the major podcasting sites.
Hey folks, it's Ryan here from Mista Rau Gaming, and you can find me live on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday evenings. I'm playing something. It's either solo or with friends. I always find something to play if I don't have COVID. That's been a big thing lately. And you can find me over on all of the socials, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, at Mista Rau Gaming.
And today we are talking Marvel United Multiverse. Now you may be wondering, why the heck are we talking Marvel United? Jason's not a big fan of Marvel United. Mr. Rau said he was probably not going to buy any more Marvel United. And the Meeple Dungeon was kind of like, I think we're good with Marvel United. Here we are. And we're talking about it once again.
Because CMON obviously just loves money and just said, just want...
Frank.
Yeah, crank it out, crank it out.
So let's put it up on screen and let's start talking about this game and the different pledge levels.
All right, I am pulling it up here. I think everybody should be able to see it now. Mm-hmm. And yes, we got Marvel United, a multiverse, ringing in at a tune of currently $2.5 million Canadian dollars, which is about 1.9 million US dollars. Come on, people.
Wow.
Come on, people. People love their Marvel United, I guess.
I think people just love
12,000 backers.
They love Marvel. That's exactly
12,
it.
Almost 13,000 backers with 9 days left as of this recording. Whoo, boy.
Damn.
But I think some people, if they didn't get a gigantic Galactus, part of the Marvel zombies, they can get a not as gigantic Galactus, but it's still a big Galactus in this one. We're getting ahead of ourselves on that one. Marvel United Multiverse. Yeah, they're bringing the multiverse to the Marvel United campaign and gameplays. And so here we go.
I just want to say, though, like, first and foremost, Multiverse is a horrible name for this expansion, because I'm looking at this first picture. We've got Loki. Okay, like Loki was in regular Marvel. Even this version of Loki doesn't look like a multiversal Loki. And then it's Ironheart, who's not in the multiverse. Isn't that like 30 new characters and they're not multiversal? Like, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could have picked a few better characters to try and sell the idea.
And we're gonna see here too that a lot of the characters that they have picked for this campaign aren't multiversal characters to begin with. They're just characters that have not entered Marvel United just yet.
And that's exact. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying the multiverse theme just doesn't seem to give the name to the box.
Yeah.
No, they could just said Marvel United Galactus.
Yeah.
And there we go. You cover everything.
Well, it's kind of hard to put characters from the multiverse in when you've already got them in 17 other boxes of Marvel United.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
All right, so let's take a look at this box, this core pledge, the $65 pledge.
$65 multiverse pledge, getting you Marvel United Multiverse core box, the Wrecking Crew, and all stretch goals. So you're just going to get the basic, Marvel United experience where you get a few heroes, and the Wrecking Crew, apparently, which is the Kickstarter exclusive for this particular. Those aren't multiverse characters. Those aren't multiverse. Those just exist in the MCU or the Marvel United thingamajiggers, but this doesn't actually just tell. This actually just doesn't tell us. We have to look at the box.
Who's in the? Is that Emperor?
So it's got
Doom
Captain Britain. We
I
got
think we'll see it a little bit further down.
Yeah, it's
So
down lower.
okay.
Cue Ryan rant about GameFound versus Kickstarter.
Yeah, because I
3,
can't just
2, 1.
okay, everybody, just stop looking at me scrolling a million times
Oh,
because I
goodness.
have to go past everything that we want to talk about to find our exact. There we go, right here. Look, I'm already like, what is this? I'm already like a third plus down the page before I can actually figure out what's actually inside this box. The core box, Captain Carter. Okay,
Multiverse.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Loki. Okay,
Yep.
good guy Loki, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
We got Shuri, Black Panther, which we all know why that's in here because of the Black Panther movie that just recently went up.
Yep.
But that's not multiverse.
Spider-Man
Nope.
2009.
Spider-Man 2099. There you go.
2099.
That was not
Jane
originally
Foster, Mighty
multiverse.
Thor.
So I don't think Spider-Man 2099 was actually multiverse originally. It was supposed to just be the future of Marvel, but somehow it ended up in the multiverse.
I have a bunch of
Jane-
comics from the 2099 stuff from back in the 90s, and yeah, it was definitely just like the future, not like a different universe.
Jane Foster, Mighty Thor, and Ironheart. Not multiverse. Just saying.
Keep going, the anti-hero.
Oh, we got the anti-hero of Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is
I love
actually
that.
looking pretty
Can't answer that
badass.
Yeah, he looks wicked. Love
I
that.
don't know if that's multiverse or not. I can't answer that. But
No,
he's awesome.
I think so.
We got our
Immortus.
villains of Immortus.
He's definitely multiverse because that's another version of Kang, I believe.
Kang, yeah.
Yeah.
Different Kang.
Kind of like a Kang meets Doctor Strange type thing
Mhm.
going on.
Yeah, Maestro should not be in. I'm just going to say, if anyone actually knows the history of Maestro, he should not be in this box at all. He's probably
I
the
do
least
not.
family-friendly like character that they've put in there. Like, oh my god.
Oh, it is Emperor Doom. That's sweet. I like that.
Emperor
Yeah.
Doom, yes.
Yeah,
Not
I want
Doctor
that.
Doom, Emperor.
And Emperor Doom actually like there's some multiversal elements, but he's not really part of the multiverse. It's still our regular Doctor Doom
He's amazing.
from
The
616.
the comics are
So there you have it.
unbelievable.
That's what you're getting in the box. So I think that kind of responds to our complaint straight up about the multiverse.
Mhm.
You're getting the new equipment cards, which I think is
Yes.
one of the biggest
Yeah.
selling features of this is the fact that these new cards actually give the heroes a little bit more of some distinctions. You can't quite see them very
No,
well,
they're-
but for example, Captain Carter's got her shield, Jane Foster's got Mjolnir, which will have some different interactions when you're playing the game instead of just having a slightly customized deck that feels a little bit like your, but I don't know, all my plays of the game, all the heroes felt fairly samey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some heroes have more punch icons and some have more heroic icons, but they generally, they all play the same.
Fairly similar. Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I do love the add-on of the equipment in this one, which we're going to get to a little bit more later on because we're going to get a lot more equipment cards because, hey, how come I can get equipment cards for these heroes, but what about all my other heroes if I already, have 17 boxes of Marvel United sitting on my shelf that I haven't played yet, but those characters need equipment cards, right?
They do. They most definitely do.
Correct.
So let's keep going. There's the new battle plan cards, the master plan cards, but a lot of this stuff is fairly much the same. There's a couple new things that they've added to the game to really flesh out the gameplay. So that's, if you're wondering why we're talking about this, the equipment cards and some of these changes are what piqued my interest. The fact that they are starting to try to push this system beyond what it was doing. It feels like the first two expansions were, you got the first run, which was just like a lot of content. The second run where they started with the anti-hero, and then they gave you the option of PvP of player versus player. Not so sure how that's gone over. I haven't really heard anyone talking about it. But now it really looks like they're trying to push the system itself.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
also what's not listed here too is that there's a complete reworking of the solo mode too. If you're going to be wanting to play this game solo, people were wanting to be able to play with only just one hero instead of a team of 3 heroes or something along those lines. And so they have been reworking the solo mode. So there's going to be a brand new solo mode set of rules inside of this box that you can also carry across the others as well. And I think those are going to be available on BGG as well and stuff like that. Or you can just actually just read the rule book, I think, already, or the draft rule book from this campaign.
All right, so let's talk about this pledge. And you know what? I'm going to put a pin in that. Let's be efficient so that Ryan doesn't have to scroll through a million more things. Let's keep going down and see what's in the Coming of Galactus, because that's in the Herald pledge. And then we'll talk about these 2 pledges that make up the core of what you can get for Marvel United right now.
Yes, Galactus has entered the Marvel United world here. We got the expansion with the Coming of Galactus, and he's got his heralds.
I like the idea that it's a race to complete a couple of missions. That's pretty cool, because that feels very thematic to the Coming of Galactus.
Yeah, face the Herald of Galactus either as individual villains or all together in the unique game mode. So probably something along the lines of like the Infinity Gauntlet style campaign, like little mini campaign that they had when they had that one. But here you go. You're going to get this gigantic box because it's going to have to house a gigantic, well, not as gigantic. Like it's still impressive.
This is like a mini gigantic.
Yeah, they had their one of their launch streams or one of their preview streams, and they actually had this Galactus beside the Marvel Zombies Galactus, and the Marvel Zombies Galactus is like quite still a feat, because this one's only 23 centimeters, where the other one was what, 60, 65?
Yeah. Plus, don't forget how wide it is.
Yeah. So this is only a third of the height of the. A third of the height of the Marvel Zombies one, but you're still going to get something that's quite a bit bigger than all the other Marvel United content.
So we got Airwalker, Firelord,
Nova, Frankie Ray, because we already have a Nova already in there, and Terex. And then we got a similar style kind of dashboard for Galactus, as we saw with like the Sinister Six campaign expansion, and there was another one I can't remember exactly. I think it was the Deadpool one. I think Deadpool had a big hexagon shaped dashboard as well.
What else we got here? And just threat cards,
master plans, missions.
Oh, so that's Nova. That's the new Nova as a hero. Got it. And then you can play Silver Surfer as a bad guy, as a herald, which is pretty cool as well. And doesn't look like there's any Kickstarter exclusives in there.
There is nothing listed off as an exclusive.
Except the box itself.
Yeah.
The whole box.
The Fantastic Four Coming of Galactus is a Kickstarter exclusive.
All right. Well, now you can go ahead and give everyone a seizure. We can go all the way back up to the top, and let's start talking about the value of the Multiverse pledge at $65 with the stretch goals. We should have stopped at stretch goals.
Yeah, let's call it out. The $65 is including all your stretch goal content.
Yeah, so we'll talk about this. Yeah, let's do that separately then. Let's talk about the stretch goals after we just discussed the Multiverse pledge and Galactus, because we don't know all the stretch goals. There's still 9 days left, and who knows what else is going to be unlocked.
Exactly.
So
what else is in what do they say? What else is in the master plan?
So since Ryan and I have been taking it away, since we're just discussing the content, I think Rob and Anna Marie need to give us their thoughts on this $65 Multiverse pledge.
Well, so when I first started looking at this, I didn't think there was going to be a lot of value for us in this, where I just feel like the 65 is way too much for the core box. But if we look and see how much actual, I don't know, quality extras that come with this. I'm curious to see if it will make it worthwhile. But the one thing is that those equipment cards are very intriguing, and I really want those, and I would like to see how that affects the game, and if that's the only way to get them is to buy this this pledge, then I do see value in it, because I do think that could really change the game, make it more interesting, throw things a little bit differently. But I don't see a lot of characters that I really want to buy, so it's like I don't know, this is a tough one here.
I think if you don't have any of the other Marvel United and you're wanting to get into it, and you like these characters and you like the whole idea of the multiverse, I'm still hopeful that it'll show through somewhere. But 65 for the game and the stretch goals, I think is reasonable.
Yeah. That being said, it's like, if it's characters you want,
that's what I'm saying. If it's characters you want, and those cards too, what you're saying, like, I know you want to try playing with those cards, but it would be nice if they had cards like that, if that was like an extra or an add-on for
that. I would like a $20 package that gives me all these
for ones that we have, right?
Yeah,
to adjust the game that we already have, as opposed to this, because I don't think, even if you got this one, it wouldn't relate to the games that we have. You'd only be able to play them with these.
Yeah, it's also not clear how many equipment cards they've actually made. And we'll take a look at that as we go down into the stretch goals, just to see if we can figure that out. It's not like when they did Zombicide second edition, where I got to give CMON a lot of props, where they did the reboot box, where they took every single character that was in first edition Zombicide and updated it into second edition. Now, I was almost going to go buy all the content, then I was like, well, I can just proxy miniatures, so I don't need to go buy Zombicide Season 1. I just have all the cards here. So that's good. That's good enough for me.
I think if we can see exactly what the stretch goals are, would be, make it easier for us to say whether or not that this is excess or value on this particular pledge. Because
I still think that if you don't have any and you're going in to get the game, then
I don't know. I think I might disagree. I think you go with a different box. I think you go with the Avengers or the X-Men over top of these characters, for sure.
I'm saying, if people like these characters, though, if they like the multiverse idea, they like these characters.
That's going to be a small percentage of people.
So it might not have been smart on their. Well, they've obviously smashed their target, but yes, there's a lot of. I'm just saying, for that $65, you're getting enough stuff. It's just, it might not be characters that
I think it's just okay. I think the real problem with this is it's just okay. And the question is, and I don't think we've seen enough of it, is gameplay. Do you want to start here because you're going to get all the equipment cards and go backwards? Or do you want to go the opposite direction? And I think that's just where there's not enough information.
Well,
you've really dived into all the live streams.
And don't even know if you can go backwards. So that's something else.
But here's the thing. They missed a mark on these equipment cards. Okay, introduce equipment cards. Boom, right here in the multiverse core box. It's the brand new thing. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. It's the thing that's going to draw you into this one because it's got something different. But now I want equipment cards. Don't put more equipment cards into the freaking stretch goals, which is what we're going to see. Give me a $15
add-on,
whatever, $10 to $15 add-on for original Marvel United. Then give me a $10 to $15 for original Marvel United stretch goal box. Then see, they could have milked us for a lot of money here. They could have. And they would have got us too if you got equipment cards for the original Marvel United, and then for the stretch goals, and then for the X-Men, and then for the X-Men expansion, and then
for the Spider-Verse,
and then there's the expansion. Like, they could have milked us for $15 a pop, every single one of them. You would have got another you could have created at least six or seven products on that.
Then just do a box of all in on the cards that gives you a little bit of a discount if you don't do the 50-50 and you just get them all.
$50, you get all the equipment cards or whatever, right?
So whoever is marketing at CMON, you missed an opportunity there. You could have milked us a lot more than just sticking whatever a few of them into the stretch goals. Can we go
There's
to the
still
stretch
9
goals?
days left.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll add it in.
Let's take a quick look at the Herald pledge, but I think we don't
Okay.
need to spend too much time on it. We talked about what's in the box. So just scroll down, Ryan. To the Herald pledge,
Sorry,
which is
sorry.
100.
Am I 2 bits? 65 American, 87 Canadian singing here. I know that I can.
Oh, it's
if-
87.
Oh.
I thought we were looking at Canadian.
Me too.
here.
No,
That kinda
this is
changes things.
yeah. When everybody's like,
no.
it's $65, and I'm like, it for us in Canada,
Oh, no.
$87. No, and I
No,
know
no.
for the fact, because of the track record, that people, these retailers and distributors bring in a whole crap ton of this stuff, and they get stuck with it, and then I can buy it for like $10
Yes.
or 15
which
bucks
we've done.
after. Yes.
Yes.
So
Or
There's
Amazon, $9.99, $4.99, I think.
Yes.
Well, maybe
Yes.
not $4.99, but $14.99 for
80.
2 boxes.
87. Oh,
that's the
goodness.
current.
I
That's
take
the
back.
current conversion.
I take back my saying that this is okay. I don't think that's okay.
Well, I think we got to remember this is that the actual MSRP, and why I'm still going to give it the okay stamp is
Mhm.
like I just looked at my local game store. They're bringing in Marvel United. They haven't had it for a while. It's in the latest printing. Its MSRP is $51. It's $52.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the realistic MSRP. So if you're going to think about this as like a $40 game plus stretch
All the
goals,
stretch
plus
goals.
everything else, it's
Yeah.
still just okay
But
at that
plus
point.
shipping.
But it's no, the shipping's a whole other story. We haven't gotten if it's backable. I'm just saying they haven't priced it out to lunch.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
not
that's
out to
fair.
lunch with this. It's reasonable, but it's also reasonable.
It's
at
only
today's-
reasonable if it's something you want.
yes.
If it's characters
Yes.
you want,
Yes,
that's when it's reasonable.
because CMON, us consumers, we're not dumb. We've seen this song and dance twice already. We've seen this song and dance twice already. We know what's coming. Okay, we know your ploy.
Fool me once, fool me twice.
Yeah.
You won't fool me a third time.
The all
Okay,
in is coming.
coming down to the
All
Herald
in
pledge.
is
So we're
coming.
we're
All
gonna
right, Herald pledge.
so we're increasing from $65 to
To
$100, which gets you
100.
the Galactus
Yeah,
box
with an extra Iron Lad figure, which is once again, I think it's just okay. There's nothing really
Yeah.
negative about it. I don't see too much of a downside to it. The like $35 for a big Galactus, 2 new heroes, game mode, just seems fine.
Yeah.
So what is that Canadian
Okay.
then?
This is 134. Yeah, that's the current
Damn.
conversion rate.
Okay.
Yeah, conversion rate's gotten worse too. That's why it looks a
The
lot.
the conversion rate for American to Canadian dollars has gotten a lot worse.
Yeah, that used to be about like 125.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
definitely lost some value there. All right, so the stretch goals, the big discussion as to if this is going to be worth your money, and let's see how many of these are actual multiverse characters.
I'm going to rely
Black
on you
Knight's not.
folks because my knowledge of what is multiverse is actually quite limited.
Me too.
Well, I don't even recognize a few of these names.
Well,
so we're off to a
Corsair-
good start.
And Black Knight are both regular Marvel Universe. Corsair is
Yeah.
Cyclops' brother. You got Songbird. I'm guessing that Chad and Hepzibah is part of the Starjammers, part of Corsair's
Yeah.
crew, because you got the Starjammer deck.
Mhm.
Patriot is regular
Cyborg,
MCU.
Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Cyborg, Spider-Man.
He's definitely Cyborg Spider-Man is definitely multiverse.
Captain Britain.
Yeah. Betsy Braddock, I
Betsy
believe,
Braddock.
is
Chambers.
multiverse.
And you got Wiccan and Speed here.
Yeah.
But they're also in the regular universe. Havoc,
Yeah.
X Factor, regular universe. Kid Loki could be
Kid
multiverse.
Loki's
Elsa
multiverse,
Bloodstone, no, she's regular universe.
Yeah, so
Siren,
Siren's yet to be unlocked, but it'll be unlocked.
That'll be
within-
unlocked.
Yeah.
but she could be
The next day.
multiverse, but just by the look of her, because she looks a lot
US
like Banshee,
Agent,
but
not multiverse.
So then we got our anti-heroes.
Red Hulk.
neither's Dark
US
Star
Agent.
and Red Hulk.
Ay,
Hmm.
ay, ay. I don't know. I'm not
What
I'm
are
not
villains?
jazzed
Claw.
about these
Claw,
characters.
Chameleon, Titania. All of these guys are regular universe.
Absorbing Man,
Crossbones.
Abomination, Crimson
Maybe
Dynamo.
Maximus. I don't know. I don't recognize Maximus.
No,
Iron
don't recognize
Patriot,
Maximus.
Crossbones. Yeah.
All right, so
no.
here we get the other stuff. The classic equipment cards for retail. So notice, Ryan, there is something that you were asking about. The classic equipment cards in
So, yeah.
retail are not a Kickstarter exclusive, meaning they might be coming out later. But if you want to get all the promo cards, so for all of the
The promo
promos,
characters.
you got to get this one.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
does this
that's bad marketing. That's
do these
bad
classic equipment
marketing.
promos?
The funny
Those are
thing
for
is-
the ones that we already have.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It is bad marketing, Ryan, but it's probably actually saving you money because if they split this all up, it would be more than $65.
Yeah, but I don't want all this other junk. I don't want everything else. I'd rather just pay the $15, $20 for my pack of cards and I'll move on. Thank you very
Yep.
much.
Now, you could probably sell it.
Oh yeah, that's true. But then I have to go through the hassle of stuff. And shipping across Canada is like stupid
Yeah.
at the best of times. Anyways, yeah, so we get generic equipment, and then we got 2 exclusive team decks, which we haven't even got to yet.
Yeah, so that's the other new thing. So let's talk a little bit about the team decks. So the way the team decks work is they are a team pool of cards that you can use in place of your regular deck. And if a negative effect card, there's only one in each deck comes up, it'll be hurting the team until you play it to get rid of it. So that's the risk of the team cards. Basically, it's just like you're all these characters. Cool, you're the Starjammers. Let's use the Starjammer card.
Yeah, but if you're going to use the Starjammer deck, you have to use all Starjammer characters.
And are you excited about that?
Well, I have no idea who the Starjammers are. So
Yeah. Yes.
but I may be excited about other teams that I do know
Mhm,
exist.
I'm intrigued. I think the team deck is an interesting idea, and it's a great way to help you and push you to play different characters. That being said, seeing what you've got here, like, Starjammers, Gen X, Young Avengers
I
isn't
like the Young
getting me.
Avengers.
Well, it's
but-
the Young Avengers, so
Yeah.
it's just not
Young
getting me
Avengers.
jazzed up.
No,
Hmm.
it's not. It's just not.
So
Okay,
I
so that's all the stretch goal stuff so far.
and I gotta say, compared to some of the other stretch goal boxes, it seems a little light.
It does.
But we still got 9 days left. We still
It's
got
true.
9 days left. We still got 9 days left.
I like
compared
the
to the X-Men stretch goal box, this is definitely a lot lighter.
It
It
just
is, yeah.
doesn't feel. I don't know. It feels like it's missing something. To be honest, like that's all I can
It's-
say about it. It feels like this
It's
is
missing the
something.
characters we know and love because we already have them.
They're starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel, like pretty obscure
let's-
characters.
Wait,
So
when I
let's
heard
give-
this campaign was coming out, when I heard this game was first coming out, I was saying, okay, there's going to be no one new jumping into Marvel United at this point. This is just for more stuff for people that already have lots of stuff. That was my personal opinion right off the get-go. This is gearing us towards people who already own lots of Marvel United. They're trying to aim it at me. Okay. I own literally everything there is for Marvel United. My son loves this game to bits and pieces. We've played almost all of the characters and all of the villains. I just don't know what if I want more, but I'm going to get back. We'll get there. We'll get there.
I think we can give our verdict right now in terms of like not backing the game, but just like the final like value verdict. I think the stretch goals just get it across the line as to what is being charged. I really
Yeah.
think that this is really skating the line. And then, shipping costs aren't calculated. And if you're in Europe, you got VAT and everything else. So I think this is not a bad value, but they're definitely not getting the same value that you got in previous Marvel
Right.
United
Yep,
campaigns.
agreed.
Agreed.
I think it's just walking that very thin line. And it's leaning away from value to me.
So let's talk about the add-ons, what you can add on to your pledge, and let's try not to spend too much time on it. So
No,
let's just-
because we've seen this song and dance. We've seen this
Yes.
song and dance before.
but still, let's cover what's in there because I want to see how much of this is multiverse
Okay, so we got Civil War.
Nope.
at $40, which adds a new hero versus hero play mode, which I think is pretty cool. because it used to be like heroes versus anti-heroes and villains, but now
Yeah.
you can do heroes versus heroes. So I get it.
But they did that in X-Men. They had blue team versus gold team. They did that in X-Men.
There's supposed to be some new mechanics for this one,
Yeah.
so I guess we'll see it as we scroll down.
And that's generally what these optional buys have always been. They always add something that just makes it a little bit of a twist on the actual of game here. So yeah, we got Civil War here. We've got, I think they're all listed down below, but we get a couple exclusives if you buy it.
Yeah.
Here.
So let's take a look. We got War of Kings, which is
War of Kings,
for those
which is
that love cosmic
30
Marvel.
the $35 optional buy. Is this one only $40 because you actually get a gigantic mini?
Probably.
I think it's probably that and the PvP board.
Okay, and some extra tokens. It looks like here too.
Yeah, and then
this one gets you
bases.
tokens. Okay, War of Kings is something I'm not very super familiar
So
with.
this is like a war with the Shi'ar Empire and the Inhumans. So you've got Gladiator and Vulcan, another one of the Summers brothers that actually attacked the Inhumans. So it's basically Vulcan versus Black Bolt, which is why they call it War of Kings.
Mm.
Vulcan basically is a human that took over the Shi'ar Empire, took out Lilandra and everyone and said, I'm running the show, and went on a rampage.
All right.
Okay, Age of Apocalypse, which I would probably just pick up if I could.
No, this is Multiverse.
If I could just pick up Age of Apocalypse, I'd definitely just get that. So if I might just find somebody just to add on an extra Age of Apocalypse for me, or so I'm into that.
That is pretty
That's
cool.
really good.
I must admit, like that Age of Apocalypse is a cool story. So it seems like you're not getting maybe enough heroes, but then again, it still looks like an awesome buy. And now you've got the playmat.
Another
We
one.
already have that, yeah.
So this is the
this is
purple
redone
instead of
playmat.
blue and yellow.
But this is a redone. This is a multiverse playmat. It's not the same.
So it is.
How
So
different
this is
is
where
it?
I feel bad for everyone that has the original playmat.
Yeah.
Because this is the original playmat with the multiverse on the back. So if you're getting in now, as Anna Marie said, you're just getting a better playmat.
That's annoying. We have the blue and yellow one.
they're doing like what they did with the X-Men though. It's the original playmat, and then on the backside is like geared for solo mode.
Right.
Yeah.
The little it's how it's laid out for solo mode.
I am a playmat junkie, as you guys all probably know about me.
Right here, playmat junkie. I've got
yeah.
nice
But I don't know if I would necessarily get this one because the playmat we have is nice. I'm sure you could. That's the thing. The playmat is nice, but you can play the game without a playmat.
Yep.
So you could probably tweak the playmat we have to add on a few things. I'm assuming
this one is 20 centimeters smaller in diameter.
Oh,
notice it doesn't have the card slots. The cards go on the outside.
Oh, you're right.
Look at that.
So it does not have. So it fits smaller tables, which a lot of people have. They don't have gigantic gaming tables. They have dining room tables. You most likely, and this one will fit. I would say more tables because the cards will go on the outside.
Yeah.
But again, you don't have to play them along the outside of the timeline. You can create your own timeline somewhere else on the table.
I think that is a great option for people who don't have it. But wouldn't that be the same thing, Ryan? If it's a smaller, so it fits in your dining room table, but you can't fit everything on it. So it still is kind of big.
They just took away the card slots on the outside.
Yeah. So you still have to play them on.
So you still have to play your cards somewhere.
Yeah.
I think the question now, before we continue the team decks, because we looked at the playmats, we looked at the boxes that you can add. What does anyone think of the value? Because this is Kickstarter excess or value with what they're selling.
If you don't have a playmat already, you get one of those.
That's good value.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I think that's good value.
Fine. I don't think we're seeing anything extraordinary. I don't think we're seeing anything egregious. There's no excess here. They're just selling stuff at a very reasonable price. I mean, the MSRP for this game typically is around $40 US, but you can get it much cheaper. So if you've been around, you know exactly who to go to, where to go to get the game for a significant discount.
I agree.
Okay, now we're into the thing of the team decks, and so we've just got team decks, and then we've got promo team decks.
So this is stupid.
Why didn't they just make just a $30 optional buy team decks.
Exactly.
All of them.
Because this is just telling you that the team decks are coming to retail. So if anyone has like is worth their salt, you're like, these are going to be in retail. They might get discounted like $5 one day. Just buy the promo team decks if you need to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't have to buy the top one right now.
Nope. You'll
only
find
one-
it. You'll find it at one of your shops, no doubt.
Yeah.
It'll be available.
Yeah, the promo one is the only one that you actually need to buy if you've got all the content to fill out those teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that'll be it, really. Do you have all the content to fill them out? That's what you'll have to look at to make sure it makes sense for you.
Which, if my theory is holding up, that this campaign is for everybody that backed two previous campaigns or has content from all of the other campaigns. I think
so. That's a great segue, Ryan. I love it. You teed this up perfectly because now we get to see the old stuff reborn. Classic optional buys.
You mean I can get those stretch goals that I missed out on if I just bought stuff on retail and I don't have to pay an extortion? Oh wait,
$220
you can get
American.
both stretch goal boxes and the 4 exclusive characters that came along with them if you bought those all in pledges. $220 if you want both boxes, or you can
the
spend
only way I will
120.
defend them slightly is if you're looking at like D&D miniatures and buying individual miniatures. It's not a bad value if you're buying individual components. That being said, this is still a board game box, and that's ridiculous. Like, it's so much more. That box was free. The Marvel United promo box was free, and you could buy a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, the entry to that Kickstarter point was a lot higher, but I'd say that both of these boxes are essentially doubled in price now to get.
Yep.
That's a lot of money.
You're paying about $70 to get those US last time, because I think it was like 100 or 109, and now they're 120 each.
That's crazy.
Which CMON is now setting a precedent that this is what they're going to be doing from here on out, because we saw this happen with the Cthulhu Death May Die campaign. They sold the stretch goal box at $120 from the previous campaign. Now they're doing it with these ones. They are going to continue to do this.
See, and I defended them a little bit when they did that with Death May Die because of the fact of how much good stuff was in the Unspeakable box and how there was actually some quality of life gameplay components that could have reasonably increased in cost a significant amount. For example, it has plastic trays to hold your investigators in. So it's got some really neat stuff. So I was like, it's still overpriced, but it wasn't really too bad. This feels a lot more egregious to me, and I don't know why. I think maybe it's because Marvel United and Marvel United X-Men both finished a lot more recently than Death May Die did. Like Death May Die, you're going back like 3 years. This like X-Men, you're going back what, a year?
Yeah.
Essentially like that. And you can kind of see between these two stretch goal boxes. Actually, I didn't actually pay attention to this. You're roughly getting. Well, okay, the X-Men one was definitely way more because you got a lot more miniatures in that one because you had the anti-heroes and the villain pieces. Whereas the original campaign only had 35 heroes, 11 villains. The other one had 36 heroes, 5 anti-heroes, and 17 villains. So you got more stuff in more stuff in the X-Men box. Which
it seems like if you want just more stuff, buy the X-Men box.
Yeah.
For sure.
So.
Yeah.
And then
CMON is just setting I'm just saying it right now. They're setting a precedent. They're just going to continue doing this for all their other campaigns. You can buy the stretch goal stuff at a later campaign, but you're going to pay $120.
And usually, you know what the funny thing is? They're actually stealing this from Renegade Game Studios. Because Renegade has been reprinting the Kickstarter box for Power Rangers forever. And they've been doing it for a while. And it's got a lot of the best stuff in it, and people have been buying the box at about $100. So that's kind of like CMON kind of saw Renegade doing it. And if you're going to talk about a game that with never-ending expansions that's similar to this, at least they don't get you all at once, like they seem to do here. is Power Rangers. At least they're kind of like, oh, we'll do an expansion or 2 expansion waves a year, so you don't feel so bad at it.
Yeah.
And then you get the X-Men Kickstarter exclusive box for 45, which I don't understand why that's a Kickstarter exclusive. This really should just be a retail box.
Why?
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I
this-
agree.
Why Fantastic Four? Why is that a Kickstarter exclusive?
I think it's just something that was negotiated with CMON and Spin Master, something that they can just keep selling.
I guess.
yeah, probably. And
And
they're
it could
bringing
also be
this one.
the minis too. Like if you
Well,
look at
well,
the
they're bringing
minis-
this in too because of Galactus as well. Is you have the Galactus box, and you can add on Fantastic Four was a Kickstarter exclusive in the last campaign. Oh wait, we're going to offer Galactus this campaign. People are probably going to want to play with Fantastic Four characters with Galactus, especially you want that Silver Surfer in there, which you're getting Silver Surfer cards, Herald cards, but you don't have a mini for Silver Surfer
Yet.
in that Galactic box.
That's so irritating.
Yet.
So I think Fantastic Four is a fine value. It's basically the same price it was. I think it's gone up by $5 maybe.
Yeah, it was probably a
If that was-
$40 thing.
I don't think there's anything too egregious there. It's fine. But I do think that those Marvel United promo boxes should be at like $100. I feel like there's $20 too much on there. I just
for sure.
find it a harder pill to swallow. And I
And
was
how
thinking
would-
about it. I was
how-
kind of like with the equipment cards, I don't know, more value. Am I gonna grab maybe one of those boxes? Then I saw the price of like 120 each or 220. Now you're saving $20 if you get both, but I'm like, do I need $220 worth of Marvel United? I'm like, unfortunately, my little guy is still too little to play with this. So it'd be like giving him a bunch of miniatures to play with. You got it.
Correct. And in my boat, do I need $220 more
Yeah.
Marvel United to play with?
Exactly.
So I think those are egregiously priced. Rob, Anna Marie, what do you guys think?
Oh, what's annoying me, despite them both being, out to lunch, I think, on the price. The one, like we were saying, the X-Men box has something like 25 more miniatures than the other one, and they're the same price.
And
What-
and more of the playthings too.
Yeah, so how on earth can they charge 120 for both of them when one is clearly has way more content in it than the other? Like, why? How is that a thing? Why would anybody pay the same for the United promos when they're just like completely different?
The
You know,
characters
100
you get. The characters you get, because that original campaign has all the classics.
Yeah.
Has a lot of the old
that's
classics
just
in it.
everything about this annoys me. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, they're just playing games.
No,
you know?
That's because they want you to go
money.
220 for
They
both
want money.
boxes.
Yeah, they want money, and
And they know
this
to get
is the
it.
way. No, the way they would get is you actually make these freaking things freaking cheaper, and then more people will actually buy it.
Mhm.
They're not hurting for money though. They're getting a lot of people.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
doing well with this. That is for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, a lot of suckers.
I think the question really now becomes down with this. So I think we've kind of established that value across the board minus the promos is just fine. I mean, you're skating very close to retail value. Now we got to get into the shipping conversation
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
that makes the biggest difference, especially with
oh.
what's available in retail.
And here's what I was talking about. Here's the expanding the gameplay. Yeah, they're gonna have the new Commander solo mode. Okay, it says play
Okay.
with a single hero aided by a team of support hero cards. So I
Okay.
don't know exactly what all that means. Battle plans, which we saw as being introduced, equipment cards, which we're seeing. So those things. All right, but sorry, before we get to shipping, we have to scroll through everything that's been announced so far. So don't mind me. I'm just going to get carpal tunnel syndrome here live on the air as I keep scrolling here and all these things.
Holy moly.
Well, we're
We
wondering who
need
was
some
Multiverse.
interlude music. We need interlude
Actually,
music.
scroll
Right?
up there for a second quickly,
Whoa,
Ryan.
whoa, he saw something.
For Civil War, like scroll down.
Ooh.
Like, look, you got another version of Captain America and Iron Man.
Why? That's just
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out. And then you saw
because
some of the-
CMON likes money.
and then you had like the Young Avengers. team deck that you're getting as a Kickstarter exclusive promo, but look, Kate Bishop is in this box.
Yeah. So if you want Kate Bishop, this is where
For the Young Avengers team, she's in there.
Oh my god.
Iron Spider, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
Iron Spider, that's actually.
And hopefully just scroll through this, like, you know, at a reasonable place, just so people can see what we're talking about.
Good old Lockjaw.
Yeah.
There you go.
X-Men, Magneto, Morph. How do you not have, please tell me there's no exclusives with this. I'm just wondering why you don't have like Phoenix and Wolverine as well.
Well, because we already have those.
You already have them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
but wait, they already set a precedent that they already have a Captain America and an Iron Man in the other one. Oh, okay. I'm still scrolling. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we can.
Getting a mutant promos, Fantastic Four. How to choose your optional buys. Well.
Yeah, don't do that on Kickstarter. Just by the way, don't do that on Kickstarter.
Shipping.
All right.
What do we got?
Okay. Where we got Canadian Hub, which is probably 48 to 62 for the multiverse and 50
US.
to 66
US.
for the Herald.
So wait. Canada's expected to double the cost of our game to get it. Yeah, at this point, you know what? I have to say, no, forget
No
it.
chance.
No.
No chance.
There's no way.
Way too much. Yeah.
No.
But even look at the US. They're listing it at $44 US. Look, I want this. Like, I would like to get this. I will probably reach out to one of the local game stores that brings in the Kickstarter and just see how much this is, because I think the equipment cards is going to be good, but like, I cannot justify getting this.
So
the shipping cost is way too much.
I have something that a friend of mine here in Saskatoon was asking me if I was going to actually back this. And I immediately said, no, the shipping's going to be outrageous. It's going to be egregious, blah, 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 and everything. He went and started doing some clicking and just started. Apparently, on the Kickstarter thing, if you kick back this project and there were the optional buys, you can add on an additional Herald pledge at no extra shipping. It advertises it. It says it. He sent me a screenshot. No extra shipping charged.
So does that say an extra one? So you have to already have the Herald
So
pledge?
you already have to have a pledge, like a multiverse or a Herald pledge, and then you can get another multiverse or another Herald pledge at no extra shipping. It's
you
what
go
they're
in with a
advertising.
friend, and then you split the shipping.
And there's only like a limit, but there's like a limit of like 2,000 extra.
Well, that's just dumb. Why do you have a limit on something like that? Do it or don't do it. Because then I'm going to be that 2001, and I'm going to be so mad.
Okay, will this make good video, Jason, if I select, because I can always just cancel my pledge.
Yeah,
right?
do it.
Okay, so I'll select this reward. I'm going to cancel this, by the way.
So just so I've got this right in my head, you'd get the core box and you would get the Kickstarter
So you have
exclusives.
to add everything, or
and this is going to be like $160.
I see what you're saying. Add plus $0. Oh, you know what?
Oh no, it's because they don't charge shipping on Kickstarter. They charge shipping. That's what they. Oh, okay, Lane. If you're watching this video, I'm calling you out. This is what they mean. They're not going to charge shipping on Kickstarter. They're going to charge you the extra shipping in the pledge manager.
So basically, if you get everything in this, you're probably looking at the same or more shipping than Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, there is. It's extra Herald pledge plus. They're just not charging shipping in this thing.
And let's be realistic. Marvel Zombie shipping was egregious, but one of the reasons why it's egregious because they had a giant freaking model to put around a box. So they're shipping these oddly shaped boxes, and they're shipping thousands of them, and costs are high.
Okay, yeah, I'm backing.
But let's backtrack to do the core pledge. Right, was what, $65 American
plus potentially $62 shipping. So let's say most likely most places in Canada about 48. They said 48 to 50, so almost double.
So, and that was coming at 87 Canadian. So let's call it $150 then, Canadian,
Yeah.
for the core pledge and the Kickstarter exclusives of a bunch of
Yes.
characters that I'm not thrilled about. That does not.
You get it.
Yeah, that does not sound like something I'm interested in.
No, I think I want to try to get this, but it's definitely not going to be through Kickstarter. I
No.
can't justify the shipping costs.
No,
I thought, especially when you think about how many characters there are, like how big is this box going to be? It shouldn't be that big.
no, it shouldn't.
I honestly feel like some of their production costs has slipped into their shipping costs. And they just figured out that they could make more money that way. I feel like we've seen a lot of discounts on miniatures in Kickstarter and production, and companies have not been the most intelligent with their money. And now they're kind of realizing that the pandemic's letting them get that money back.
Mm-hmm.
And they might not be putting in the cost of the games, or they're putting in the cost of shipping.
Not cool.
It's
Boo.
yeah,
Boo
is
this
right.
guy. Boo.
Boo him. Yeah, this is, yeah.
Hey, look, I work in an industry where I always have to tell people when they come out to me like, "Oh, this guy's cheaper. This guy's cheaper." I'm like, "Run the whole bill. Just run the whole bill, line by line, item by item, and then tell me if they're cheaper." What was beautiful is when I was looking at a competitor's product and it was like, "Oh yeah, one guy was great because he's like, oh yeah, they're not really cheaper than you." Go, why? I go, here's my price, here's my delivery fee, and then here's my unloading fee. And I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
so they get you twice on that thing. So it's like, it all looks like, yeah, I'll sell this to you for like $4 cheaper. And then the delivery and the unloading fee, it's like $3 more each. I'm like, okay, I see.
And don't forget too, they don't advertise that, hey, do you want single wave shipping or do you want 2-wave shipping, which is what they always get you when they drop that backer kit.
Yep.
Yeah, they got me on that with Marvel Zombies, but at least our review got a lot of views, so that was the reason why I did it.
Oh, you paid the content creator tax.
I did pay the content creator tax, but it's got over 1,000 views. So what can I say? It was
Perfect.
worth it.
Definitely.
Huzzas. All
I
right.
think that summarizes. Let's go back up to the top there, Ryan, and we will.
Do I have to?
Give,
There you go.
I think we'll each give two more people back since we started.
Holy Dinah. Listen to this video. Watch it.
Yeah.
1.9
we'll get out ahead of
dollars.
this.
Yeah.
And
Well, it'll be coming out before it ends. And I think actually before we give our final thoughts, I think we all need to talk about our own Marvel United collections that we have and why we have them. So I bought the Kickstarter, the first one. I played the core box. I played it on all difficulties, and Julie and I smashed through it on all difficulties. We play a ton of cooperative games. This did not offer what we were looking for. I had about $300 worth of game, so I packed it up and I sold it. Now, since then, we've got a little guy who likes Marvel, loves Marvel, so I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll get this again if it comes to a good deal. For $25 US, I was able to get 3 boxes and the Doctor Strange figure. And that was the X-Men, Spider-Verse, and Marvel United core box. So a nice round set of the game that, depending on how interested he is in when he gets a little older, that should keep us fairly busy. And I don't really think I need more, but the equipment cards could be the thing that puts this game back into, like, I want to play with Julie. So I'm interested. But look at the price difference. $150 for like 3 boxes worth of content. $25.
Yeah. $150, $25. Yeah.
So Robin and Henry, why don't you talk about how you guys got your collection?
yeah, we did not go in on the original Kickstarter of this, but we did get the original core box retail. I think it was like $25, I think, or something. It was pretty
got a good
cheap.
deal on it, yeah.
And we played quite a bit of that, and it got us really interested. The kids liked it, as you were saying.
Yeah.
And then we did go and back the X-Men one, which got us the X-Men. It got us the huge jumbo box of exclusives that we also added on, the Guardians of the Galaxy one, and it also came with the X-Force, which I believe was free. And then that's what we got. And then we went and bought
Deadpool one.
The Deadpool one through our retailer here for next to nothing. And what we found on his shelf is that all of the stuff that we bought, we could get through him at retail for like half of what we paid through Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's where we sit. And we haven't played like a ton of it. We've three of the boxes are still in shrink. So it's like, I don't know.
I think it's very important to remember, like, this is a CMON and a Spin Masters game. Spin Masters sell a ton of stuff through retail. So that's why we see all these crazy retailer pricings and different levels of programs when it comes to stuff. Now, like, just to give an example, there's Marvel. I'm going to pull this up here just because I can. Like, there's Marvel Zombies. This is Heroes Resistance, which is also a Spin Master game. But because of the amount of stuff in here, the detail in the minis, it's cheaper. It's still something cheaper than Marvel Zombies, but it's still like a $40 game. And this you haven't seen gone on sale or get huge discounts, except when Barnes & Noble has their absurd sale. But even then, you can see that smaller box, less miniatures. It actually feels like a slimmed down version of Zombies for about half the price. Only have 4 tiles in there. Whereas these feel like slimmed down games, and then it's like CMON charges this much. Spin Master's like, we'll sell to you for this much.
Yeah.
And
another issue.
Don't forget that since it's Spin Master, that this can come to retail before you get your pledge.
I was
100%.
just going to say that a huge issue I had with the last one, the X-Men one that we backed, the X-Men stuff, and a bunch of it, not all of it, but a bunch of it was sitting on the retailer shelf that I had to go in and see every time I went down there every week. And it was sitting on there on the shelf, and I could have just bought it there and then for like 2 months before we got ours.
Yep.
And it's like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? I don't know.
Because of Spin Master's name on it, they have the rights to put it into retail before you, the backers, get any of your CMON stuff.
I think the key thing to remember about this, the Marvel license belonged to Spin Master. They have final say about a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
don't
absolutely.
forget that.
So you have to know that before people start going on BGG and Reddit forums and everything. Oh, I haven't got my stuff yet, but it's sitting there on the shelves. You got to know that, people, now. That we've seen this song and dance 2 times now. It happened with the first one and it happened with the second one. Don't get all up in arms about it anymore.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Yep. Yeah. So my story is that I backed the original campaign, got it all, played the crap out of it. It's like my son's favorite game. Like I said, we've played all of the heroes, almost all of the villains, type of thing. The second one came around. I did not back it on Kickstarter. I just bought everything through my local. I bought it through all my local game store, who brings in all of these Kickstarter things, and I got it all. He even got the Kickstarter exclusives because he just does his retailer thingamajigger, which allows him to get all the stuff. And I just got it all there. Don't have to pay shipping. And like you said, Rob, it's not as much. I might actually only pay whatever it is, the $65 Canadian for my stretch goal box and my core box
with no shipping
type thing. So
the retail backing is the only way to go with this. I just don't see the value in Canada because of the shipping costs. Like, I'm out. I can't do this. I'll look at getting this another way. If I don't get it, I don't care. Like,
I think people should go, if you haven't done that before, I think you should go and reach out to your local game store and ask them, are you going to be getting this in retail? Like, are you going to be bringing it in? If you are, I would love a copy. And if the more people who do that, you kind of they'll get a sense of also what to bring in. Mm-hmm. And
also, sorry to interrupt, there are some bigger e-tailers, online stores, also retailers that are doing this now, as we've seen with like 401 Games. Like, they're late to the party, but if you missed this, check them out.
Yeah. Like I just think that people need to go and check with their game stores and say, "Are you planning on backing this?" And they'll be able to tell you like, "I'm not sure," or yes or no, and you can go from there. Because yeah, you're going to save on your shipping, and you might even get a better deal than if you're putting it on through here, and you'll get it when it comes into the game store.
Retailers are getting an advantage because of Spin Master's distribution channel, which is a lot more robust than CMON's. Now, I know everyone in the board game world is probably like, what do you mean CMON doesn't have a great distribution channel? And compared when you're talking about volume of product, I'm fairly certain Spin Masters does more volume just of different things than we see CMON do.
Yeah, in Canada, there's only one distributor that has CMON. There's only one distributor that can distribute CMON products in Canada. So it all has to run through them.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Our final thoughts on Marvel United Multiverse, sort of? Question mark.
No,
You know what?
I'm telling you, I'm not doing it on here. It's all going to go through the retail store.
Great name. Unfortunately, it's not. It would probably be too long, but this is what I should name the video. Be Marvel Unite. This would be Kickstarter excess or value. What if Marvel United Multiverse was actually Multiverse? That'd be like the episode, like their what if comics.
What if? I like it.
Marvel United Multiverse was actually a multiverse game.
Well, this is a what if, because we're Kickstarter game. No, go get it at your local game store.
Whatever.
Get a good repertoire with your friendly local game stores, owner and workers, and have them, if they haven't already signed up to be a I don't even remember what they call it, like a CMON certified. They have some sort of designation title that they can go in on these Kickstarters, go in the back end, get the retailer, stuff like that. If they haven't done that already, tell them to do that, and then they can bring in these products retail. You're going to save yourself, well, especially if you're here in Canada. Like, we're Canadian people are most likely watching this, hopefully. But that's the only way, that we said, that's the only way we can do it here in Canada. There's that shipping, and they say what did they say 60 something
60 something. That's what I'm looking around. If everyone's wondering, I'm just looking at some of my games, and I'm like, I could buy that game, I could buy that game, I could buy that game, I could buy that game for the shipping costs.
But that's only just for, if you add on optional buys, it increases significantly. I heard people that with the Cthulhu Death May Die one, if you added on all of the optional buys, it came to close to $180 in shipping.
That's insane.
American. If you added on the optional buys.
I would love to see CMON's balance sheet. I'd love to see how they're actually attributing costs, because it feels to me they're not moving the price of their games up significantly, and then this inflation is just going right into the shipping costs, because no one complains about shipping costs.
I complain about shipping costs.
I do.
No, what I meant is, people complain about shipping costs, but no one calls you out on.
That's the problem.
It's not like you. For example, we were talking, we looked at Anastasia, which definitely was too good to be true in terms of its value. We look at games like the Isofaring Guard, where they made a mistake. A lot of these games are nowadays are realizing that we charged X amount for this, we're not making any money, we're in trouble, we got to figure this out. I mean, I backed the Isofaring Guard, and they're going to ship it, but they might actually have to shut down the company if they ship it, because they're short $60,000 on shipping. But then we also got to think about this. The company priced themselves at a point where yes, there's shipping increases, all this stuff happened, but they're looking at years of work, and I'm not sure how many people are there full time. And I don't know if what they essentially this extra $100,000, was that just their profit? Would that have paid them? What was their salary over the time? And just thinking about all the effort and time that goes in some of these games, and people are making money on them. And we're going to see some big changes, I think, in the crowdfunding space because of a lot of the issues that are happening. And sorry, I kind of got up on my soapbox because I want to let everyone also know at the end here that we will be doing a video, probably the next video, not sure when yet. We will be discussing just crowdfunding in general and the state of crowdfunding in 2023, how we feel about it. So just a reminder to our guest hosts.
Oh my gosh. I just saw the number go
Me
up.
too.
I saw that go up.
Someone
too.
had an optional buy. Someone had an optional buy.
Oh no.
But just a reminder, Ryan, Rob, Anna Marie, like find some pages you want to talk about, some companies that are good, some companies that are bad, just so that when we do this, we'll have a couple different tabs for Ryan to go through.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
But that is coming. That is coming.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely time for me to get off my soapbox. All right, so those are our thoughts on Marvel United Multiverse, sort of, what if, maybe.
Kinda.
Get it through your retailer.
And I will let our guest hosts, well, regular co-hosts, tell you where you can find them.
Again, yeah, it's been Rob and
Anna Marie
from the Meeple Dungeon out here in Kelowna, BC. You can find us on Twitter at Meeple Dungeon, YouTube, the Meeple Dungeon, and our own podcast on all your major podcasting sites, the Meeple Dungeon podcast.
And I've been Ryan of Mista Rau Gaming, and I am going live on YouTube here every Tuesday and Thursday evenings, playing solo games, playing games with friends. February is coming up, and I've got a slate. I got a big old slate of 2-player games that are going to be featured on the channel this month. And of course, stick to my social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, because I'll be also posting pictures of all of my 2-player games that are going to get played this month.
All right, and I'm Jason, one half of Dice and Dragons, and you clearly know where to find me. You found this video, so I'm not going to bore you about that. I'm just going to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know when our next video is released. Also, down below in the video description, you'll find links to all of our social media feeds. That's right, mine, Mista Rau Gaming, the Meeple Dungeon, all of our stuff will be down there. Make sure you check out my three great co-hosts. Got to get everyone involved. They're 2 great channels, 3 great co-hosts. Check out their content, subscribe, like, follow them. And then also down there's a link to multizone.ca, a great Canadian game store. Click the link, you'll get 10% off your next purchase. And guess what? They back Kickstarter games. So if you want to save on shipping, if you're in and around Quebec, well, you should definitely check them out. And then popping up in front of us are going to be links to some of our previously released videos. One will be the most recent video. It'll take you back to the full Kickstarter access or value playlist. I think we'll have to do something special when we get close to our 50th episode, which is actually not that far away.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I think
episodes.
we're at 30 something now. So
That's awesome.
No way. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been a good run.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to remind everyone to keep
Keep
playing
playing
games.
Leave nice comments.